You know, Joan, I look forward to our date.
I am so excited.
I got a limo to take us to the Cirque.
Oh, come on, did you really?
Limo land.
Ah, this is oh, now this is, I would have called you sooner.
Here
oh,
it is.
This is great.
Do you like a white limo?
Oh, I feel like a slut. I'm so excited.
So what do you like in a limo, Joan?
I like the whole thing. I like sitting in here. I like being able to look out and they can't look in.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
think that's great, because you can really stare at people and see what they're wearing, the whole thing. I love that.
See, I thought you'd want a black limo.
I would have preferred a black limo.
This is a little wedding-like.
It's a little wedding-like, it's a little pimp-like. But
Just a touch.
Just a touch, but it's still great that someone picks you up in a limo. You never say no to any limo.
So is going to lunch at Le Cirque, which we're doing now, something that is something you do on a regular basis?
No, it's something I do very specially. I think it's the most glamorous restaurant in New York. And when I really want to get dressed up and go someplace for something, an event, I go there.
Now, you're hungry?
Starved.
You are hungry?
Yeah, I only ate popcorn this morning.
Wait, do you splurge a lot with food?
No.
No?
No,
You're pretty controlled.
And I'll be controlled today, too. I won't eat the bread, which is heaven. And I'll be asking for things without sauces. You have to. Wait, the desserts here, you could, it's not worth it. I mean, it's worth it.
It's not worth it not to have dessert, though.
It's not worth it not to have a bite of it.
Yeah.
But I look at that and I figure that's 2 weeks dieting, so I take a bite. But they're so beautiful, everything here.
See, I only have desserts in great restaurants. Like, if I go to a place that's just a substandard place of dessert, forget it. I don't want it. But when the dessert is excellent, I'll go for it.
But you're very thin.
Well, I run.
Yeah, but you're still very thin.
I'm the same as Joan Malinsky.
No.
Joan Malinsky was a chubby child, right? Bill Boggs was a chubby child.
I can't believe it.
Absolutely. Well, I can't believe it either.
Oh, no, no, no. I fight every day. Every day of my life I fight. As I said, I have bags of popcorn in my kitchen that are about 50 calories a bag, and I eat that when I'm starved.
Popcorn and water. So you must be hungry a lot then.
No, because I eat a lot of popcorn. It's the Paul Newman diet. You know, he used to eat. Did you know that?
No.
He lived on popcorn and beer.
We're here.
Okay. All right.
Thanks, Mike.
This is great. Okay.
Photo op.
Oh.
Hey. Hey, Joan, one thing before we go in, because I don't want to get embarrassed in front of Sirio. I want to make sure I'm dressed okay. You know, I'm probably never going to win an Academy Award, but if I'm walking by, you know, in that line for E, what do we think?
You should be in black tie, but if you were going in here today, you look great. The shoes are right. They're black, and they're shined.
Yes, shiny shoes.
Shine.
Actually shined it this morning.
Exactly right length from your cuff. That's very good.
No.
This conservative tie, double breast, and let me see your nails. Perfect.
Oh, right.
Perfect.
Let's go to lunch at Le Cirque.
Let's go to lunch.
She's a comedian, talk show host, actress, author, jewelry designer, and she's my date, Joan Rivers.
That's good, that's good.
Joan told me she's hungry.
Well, semi-hungry. Always hungry here.
How are you?
Nice to see you. Good afternoon.
Hi, Mario.
Mr. Boggs.
Pleasure to see you.
Where do we go?
We're in the back.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Nice to see you in the daytime.
Our lunch, a spring salad for Joan Rivers, and I've got Le Cirque's lobster salad with black truffles and truffle dressing. Gabriel, thank you very much.
Enjoy.
Yes, I don't think we're going to miss. Thank you. The Cirque 2000, Joan Rivers. Joan, thanks for choosing
Thank you for
my
inviting
favorite
me.
restaurant. Absolutely.
Love this
To your
restaurant.
help. So you
This
have
is great.
it is good, isn't it?
This is bar wine, and a good restaurant has good bar wine.
That's what I usually order because I don't want a whole bottle
I don't
necessary.
either. But sometimes they think that they can chip you, and they shouldn't. This
Look
should
at
be
the beautiful color.
Yeah. And the taste it's wonderful.
Joan's taste in fashion takes her to the Oscars every year for her infamous pre-Academy Awards show.
Competitive.
What does it feel like? I mean, when you know you're there on E, the world is watching. I mean, you've obviously been doing this for a long time. But at this stage of your career, do you still get the butterflies?
Terrified.
Really? Terrified?
Terrified, nervous, you're scared you're going to be stupid. Oh, it's all still there.
But you
never relax.
But you make that, to me, Joan Rivers is a person whose mind goes directly to her tongue.
And that can be a trouble. And And sometimes you gotta say, wait.
What's the worst thing you remember saying during one of those Oscar precasts?
Oh, I once said about Nicole Kidman's green dress, which she's never forgotten or forgiven me. That's the ugliest green dress I've ever seen. It's the ugliest green I've ever seen.
And Nicole's still annoyed.
Still annoyed? Still annoyed? A woman who was so beautiful and so successful is still pissed about that. I dare to
She
say.
doesn't want to see. We don't want to sit her at the table back here.
No. She would walk. He would stop. She would walk right past me now.
But it seems to me at the Oscars that designers have really made an inroad, and there are fewer and fewer really major glitches for the women. Don't you agree with that?
And that's partly us.
But the men
The men need
look
help.
like they're on another planet with
The
these
men need help.
outfits.
Well, I spent my first 4 years helping the women. I think my mission now is to help the men.
So what do you want to see next year? What don't you want to see next year
I
at the
don't
Oscars?
want to see black ties with those little new 4-button
The
tuxedos.
best way up here.
Way up here. And they look like they have little raisin heads. I want to see a little white. Makes them look better around the face.
Right.
And I want to see a little more classic looking. Classic still looks the best.
Right. Well, Joan, as an arbiter of style, what do you think about table manners these days?
Don't start with me. No
Table
one
manners.
has them, and it's so important. People go out to lunch and they don't know what to do, or they go to a business meeting, they don't know what to do. Table manners tell somebody whether or not you've been educated.
What do you see happening that drives you crazy?
They don't know what to do. They sit down at a table, they don't know where to put their fork. They don't know this is not
That's
a
not
boat.
good, right.
You're not rowing a boat.
How about this? Posture.
Posture?
Posture.
How about not knowing that you're supposed to bread. I hate when people butter their bread up here. Bread is buttered on the plate. This tells the waiter, I'm resting. I'm still
resting.
talking.
We're
I'm
having
resting.
a chat.
I'm having a
discussing
chat.
business, doing whatever we're doing.
Leave my plate alone.
Right.
This tells the waiter, I'm finished. And this tells the waiter, I'm European and I'm finished.
Hey, what about the old days? When you began your career, you were down in the Village at a time when Richard Pryor, George Carlin, who were your contemporaries? And just kind of paint a picture of the Village in the 60s.
It was the mid to late 60s.
Yeah.
Very exciting. Woody Allen was down there, Barbara Streisand, Bob Dylan, Simon and Garfunkel. It was the Mamas and the Papas. And it was a very happy time in the Village. You would walk around, you knew everybody, because there were like 9, Bill Cosby, as I said, you said Richard Pryor.
Yeah, Richard Pryor and George Carlin. Joanne Worley, Lily Tomlin. I remember Lily Tomlin from that period of time.
And we all still know each other from those days. And it's a wonderful thing to look at someone and know how long now we've known each other.
But at that point, you weren't making a lot of money.
We were making nothing.
You had what, a 1950 Buick, was it?
Had
And you
a-
were sleeping in the car sometimes?
Sleeping in my car sometimes, and we had a hole on the right side, literally that had rotted away. And so people came in and sat with their legs either on the chair, on the seat, or on that beam.
Right.
Because there was no floor.
And you stayed at the Y
I
sometimes?
lived at the Y. I took what they call French baths, which means you just,
No bathtub that night?
But
How'd you you sold stamps to make money?
Yeah.
How did that work?
I was an office temporary and would steal the stamps. And then I would sell them for 2 cents more. So I got a little stamp business going.
You went through 8, 9 years of that, Joan
I went
Rivers.
through 8 years of that.
8 years of holding on, your mother saying you're wasting your life.
My parents not talking to
What
me.
made you hold on? What made you stick it out and make it?
Anybody that really is in this business wants it more than anything. There was no question what I had to do. It wasn't a question like, could I or couldn't I? It was a question of, here's where I'm going. And that's where I was going.
So what do you say to somebody watching that the same sense about whatever they want to do in life? It could be show business, it could be opening a shoe store. What do you say to them?
You must want it more than family, than friends, than food. It must be all consuming. It must be a passion. And then you'll make it to and everybody that I know that's successful, whatever they've been doing, they don't look at a clock. And the most successful men I know work 84 hours a day.
They just work. It's
They
not work, it's like playing.
It's adoring.
Hey, how's lunch?
Fabulous. Look at this.
Well, why don't we take a little...
I'm eating this, and it's so good.
You want a little lobster? Just a touch?
A touch.
All right, here. I'll give you the part with the truffle on it right now. The Lobster Express coming through. take a little pause.
And I'll make it sure. Take a pause.
What are you going to say?
I'll give you a piece of lettuce.
What a deal.
Wow.
See, you knew how to make a deal on the way up, too. All right, we'll take a break. We'll be right back. But first, let's take a peek inside Le Cirque's million-dollar kitchen and meet innovative executive chef Sotha Kuhn, who's preparing striped bass steamed in lemongrass for Joan. Sotha begins by chopping several pieces of lemongrass and boiling them until they're soft. He then fillets the striped bass and designs the fillets in a rose pattern. Sotha then inserts a small lemon section in the center of the rose and seasons with salt, pepper, and lemon juice.
Put one little bit of lemon.
The striped bass rose is steamed over lemongrass together with leaf-shaped zucchini slices for 5 minutes. Sotha plates his exotic creation, adorns it with a generous helping of beluga caviar, and dresses it with a lemon caviar sauce. The Cirque 2000 in the Villard House beneath the New York Palace Hotel is one of the great restaurants of the world. It's the vision of restaurant legend Cirio Macchioni to offer extraordinary food and exquisite service in an atmosphere where 19th century architecture meets the whimsy of 21st century design. And our entrees. I've ordered the grilled whole turbo, and Joan has the striped bass rose steamed in lemongrass. Joan, it's perfection on a high level here.
It's beyond perfect.
It's good.
Caviar and steamed fish. It is so wonderful.
We have to have a true corner table food eating moment here. This is
Ah.
excellent. How are you feeling physically these days? You look great.
I feel great.
Really?
I work out every day. I
I don't
watch
see
what I
you
eat.
as I don't see you as a person going to the gym.
No, I
You
don't.
work out at
I
home.
work out at home.
I would imagine.
I got a treadmill at home, and I talk about it in my book. I attached a phone to the treadmill, and I walk and I talk.
That's great.
So with my friends, I take walks.
Right, as you're talking and walking on.
I talk and I walk.
How long do you treadmill it?
I do it 2 miles every day. And then I do weights. And again, you can talk on the phone.
Let me see. Hold on for a second.
Not bad.
Joan Rivers, really
this-
seriously, look at
With
this.
this
Look at this.
age-
Let's see.
with
Look
this
at this.
age,
We got some solid tone there.
well, it's toning.
Toning,
You
for
just
sure.
don't want to have everything when you take off your jacket fall down.
No. What,
Yeah.
did you see yourself on TV once and decide my arms never
Yes.
again? What happened?
I saw myself interviewing people for, I think it was the Grammys. I thought, no.
Long
This is-
sleeves from here on in?
From now on, illusion. Illusion.
All is illusion. So your book, Don't Count the Candles. What's the purpose of this? Why did you decide to write a book about getting older?
Because everybody tells lies about getting older.
This
no
is
one's,
true.
You know, and they all
This is
say
true.
the golden years to the golden years.
I remember a dear friend of mine who was very close to Frank Sinatra said, Frank Sinatra in his final year of life said, quote, "The golden years suck." That's exactly what he said.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
And nobody wants to say that. And what I'm saying is, this is the reality. Now, how do we make these as wonderful as possible?
Do the best with
Do the best with what we've been given.
the
But
last stage of your life,
But
really.
don't let anyone say to you, oh, aren't you lucky? You're wiser. You're not. You're stupid at 20. You're stupid at 60. Morons are morons.
But let's go back. What do you remember about turning 30? I mean, 30, the big 3-0, that's tough for
By
men
the
and women,
time-
particularly women. Yeah, what do you remember
By
about
the time I turned 30, I was 35. So
You're
it looked
admitting,
good.
yeah. Oh, I see.
So it looked good. And also, I was in a very good time in my life at 30.
Oh, that's good.
People begin to grow and begin to find their way. So 30 was easy.
How about 40?
40 was easy because I was at the time when the women's lib movement was taking over.
So I'm proud, you know.
I'm proud to
Hear me roar.
Hear me roar. My breasts are still good. I'm moving forward. 50, I
And
got
they're
into
leading
bed.
me forward. 50. How about that?
Into bed. I was so upset because 50, when I hit 50, was old in my head. 50 was my mother's friends that were older ladies.
At 50. So
50.
what did you do on your 50th birthday?
I got into bed and I was so depressed. And my husband kept saying, get out of bed. This is ridiculous. And I also, but you know, I just figured, what are you going to do? And it turns out between 50 and 60 were my most interesting years and my most productive years.
Good. Now how about turning 60? That's like the gateway to
Oh.
old age, 60.
60 is you're dead. 60, they wish you happy birthday in the obituary column. I mean, but now, 60 is wonderful because you figure every day is a gift. And I haven't missed a day. I haven't missed fun.
You're healthy.
Every day I get up, I say, I'm healthy, I'm not married to O.J. Simpson, and my body is better than Marlon Brando's.
Here we go. Right.
Here we go,
Hit the
God.
treadmill.
Yeah.
And you're also a firm believer in, actually, no pun intended, plastic surgery.
Totally.
Just what are a few of the things you've had done?
I had Botox on my forehead so I don't wrinkle that much. I had my eyes done at 32.
Age 32.
Age 32. And I've had 2 facelifts, one at 48 and one after Edgar killed himself.
Well, whatever is working.
Now, from her earliest days, Joan Rivers has been a comedian.
The same
But what
thing was
about
sort
her
of happening?
comedy career today?
I remember talking to Jack Benny once. He was one of the greats.
Oh, Jack Benny.
And he said to me, I still have lines, but they're not as long. And this was one of the greats.
And
And I still have lines for comedy, but they're not as long because I've gone to other things. I've gone to writing, I've gone
Right.
to Broadway, I've gone to jewelry, the E-specials. You know, you diversify.
sure, nothing, and that's just fine.
And that's fine.
I want you to actually increase the speed at which you're eating because we have dessert coming in 2 minutes.
I'm gonna not eat anymore.
Speed it up.
Here we go again. Fish fork, fish knife, down. Now this, for people that don't want to know, this is for sauce. If I wanted to take my fish and put my sauce on the fish, I would use this
To get the sauce
to put my sauce on.
right on the fish.
But this is to cut the fish with. A little confusing, but it all works out.
You made quite a dent there. Obviously, it was pretty good.
It was great.
Can I sneak in the
And meanwhile, in the kitchen, pastry king Jacques Torres is finishing a dessert surprise.
So as you see, the blowtorch will melt the sugar, and the 2 pieces of sugar will stick together. So it's an easy way.
And we're back for dessert. And what an array. Joan,
I am,
take us through this. What do we have here?
that is spun sugar.
It's a Joan Rivers doll. A one-of-a-kind
what-
Jacques Torres creation.
Amazing. And again, around it, all those delicious petit four.
And I, of course, Jacques knows I love apple. Look at this apple tart. Grab a piece of this. How much would you like to be sitting here at Le Cirque right now and having a taste of that? And an array.
This is an array of different chocolates. So again, presented so beautifully. I think it's
And the
wonderful.
pièce de résistance Jacques Torres made.
He made this because I'm in the jewelry business. And that's sweet. He did a chocolate tree. This is all chocolate. All the leaves, all the branches are chocolate. And then again around the bottom of the petit fours. And put all my things.
What was your favorite dessert that your mother made? And can I sneak a piece of
oh,
chocolate?
you
please?
must.
Just a
It's
a
beyond
bud
wonderful.
here that your mother made.
My mother made nothing, but she would defrost a fabulous TV pie.
She knew how to defrost. She never actually made a dessert.
Never made a dessert in her life. Maybe a fig Newton with some vanilla ice cream on top.
All that you've been through in your life, I mean, you know, the difficult time with the cancellation of your show, your husband's suicide, an entire public despondency with your daughter,
Right.
the original jewelry business going down the tubes. You bounced back, you know.
Right.
What held you on through that period of time? What advice did you listen to in your own mind?
That never give up. Keep pushing ahead. It's got to get better. And I truly believe it's got to get better. And it does.
Well, it did get better.
And but
things
that's
really-
everybody. People that are so despondent, a year later they go, hey, that wasn't so terrible. And I believe that theory. That's.
You
I
have a really
wouldn't-
happy relationship now,
I have
right?
a great relationship with a wonderful man,
Oren.
Oren Lehman, and I'm sitting here at Le Cirque stuffing myself
You'll tell Oren about this tonight, right?
on you.
Yeah, that's it. I pick up the check here.
You can't get better.
If we could take you and Oren, you know, hypothetically, anywhere on Earth tonight for dinner, get away, you don't have to do anything tomorrow, no phone calls, nothing, where do you want to be with him?
Up in the Canadian Rockies with a big fireplace going after a wonderful day outside in the snow and the Canadian atmosphere, and have a great dinner for two sitting in front of a fireplace.
And what would the dinner be? What would it consist of?
It would consist of a shrimp cocktail with a major diamond ring in the center.
From Oren to you. Hey, if we can come back here in 10 years, right? 10 years of your life goes by and mine as well. What do you want to be able to say about the 10 years that has passed?
Do I still have my diaper on?
No more. You know, we close all of our Boggs Corner Table shows with a toast to the viewers. You're on.
I truly wish that your lives are as happy as what's happened at this table.
Joan Rivers, thank you for bringing us to the Cirque 2000 for
It's
a
great.
big lunch.
Big lunch.
This was fun. And we haven't even started on the petit fours over here.
Oh,
Can I show you something in a Joan Rivers
in
doll?
anything.
We have to put this in bubble wrap so you can take this home.
That looks just like me.
Would you keep something like this? What would you do with this? We
If
take
she
this home.
gave the Academy Awards, I would say, honey, turn around and go back in the limo.
It's a little bit like Queen Elizabeth, isn't
It's
it?
a little bit like Elton John in high drag.